Are you having a casual dinner and looking for some interesting wines to pair the food with? My name is Garry and I'm a WTT3 qualified sommelier, and today I'll suggest a couple of wines all under 30 bucks which will make your dinner taste better. Let's start really easy. Simple, low calories dinner, some chicken breast, some vegetables, probably grilled vegetables, probably just boiled, it doesn't matter. For me, as a sommelier, the main tricky point here is that the food itself has almost no taste. Of course, chicken has some taste, vegetables as well, you can add some seasoning to it, but generally it's not a ribeye steak, right? This dish is very simple, very basic, and the same should be the wine, like this Macabeo Sapiens wine here. If you watch my channel from time to time, I often make jokes on this wine because I've just bought it to showcase on the channel like almost a couple of months ago, but I didn't manage to drink it. It doesn't mean that this wine is bad, it's just a very basic Spanish white wine. Nothing special, the price is about $8, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But for chicken breast with vegetables, it's an adequate pairing. Because you know, the dish is low in taste, the wine is very light, not strong, it's 12% ABV, so it is not a strong wine. And I think a glass of this funny label wine is totally appropriate for a casual, ordinary dinner. But if I'd like to add some more luxury to the dinner and go for the same low calories dinner, but with seafood, I'd go for this one. It's a bit more pricey as well, costs around $30, and it is from France, the Loire Valley. I must confess, I adore wines from the Loire Valley when paired with seafood. Sancerre or Muscadet, to me, it's the best pairing for seafood ever created by a human being. Because, for instance, oysters from the Atlantic and the wine from the vineyards facing the Atlantic, it's just the natural pairing created by nature itself. If we look at the map, the Muscadet region where the wine is produced just faces the Atlantic Ocean. Sancerre, it is a bit more inland, but still, it's not far. If you want to spend a bit of extra money on the dinner, like not $10 on chicken and vegetables, but $20 on seafood with the same vegetables probably, and add a bit more high quality wine to it, I would recommend a Sancerre or a Muscadet for about $30 per bottle. It's totally worth it. But what if you're not on a diet today and want some more flavors but still be on the white side of wine? Be on the white side sounds specific, but you got what I mean. Of course, I can advise some full-bodied Burgundy white wine or a California Chardonnay oaked, that kind of stuff. But if you want something more special, not so popular, here you got this. It's a Croatian wine. I don't know if it is imported to other countries or not right now. Personally, I bought this bottle of wine during my trip to Croatia in 2021 and I still haven't drunk it because I think it will really benefit from some bottle aging. Not too long, because my storage conditions at home are far from perfect, but a couple of years more it will age, no problem, I believe. Long ago, Zigante was just a small family business focused on truffles. In Croatia, the truffles are top quality, not worse than the Italian ones, but cost cheaper because basically everything in Croatia costs cheaper than in Italy. And now, the Zigante family is the top producer of the country. It also has a Michelin-starred restaurant, a hotel, it runs annual events around truffles, and also produces some decent wines. The grape variety is Istarska Malvasia, which is relative to the Italian Malvasia. This one is aged in oak. There is some clearly visible sediment in the bottom of the bottle, but it's totally safe to drink. The belief that sediment is a sign of bad wine is just a myth. Find this video about wine myth on my channel. I think this wine is very interesting and it's totally worth it. It's like $25, I believe. Actually, I don't even remember the precise pricing, but it was definitely less than $30. It's a nice wine for some more high on calories dishes like grassy fish, salmon, probably even duck breast with some creamy sauce. Why not? This white wine will go for that. Obviously, I don't encourage you to go to Croatia anytime you want to drink something like this, but it's just a fresh look on Burgundy or Chardonnay wines. It's like almost the same but different with a bit of minerality to it. By the way, if you want to get some tasting notes and wine experiences directly from me, consider subscribing to my free newsletter. once a week I'll just send you an email about what wine I've had this week and probably what wineries or restaurants I visited if there were some. The link is in the description down below. And now we go for red wines. And the interesting part about it is that there are some dishes that can be paired with both white and red wines. Like chicken breast, it's 99% white pairing, right? A grassy beef steak is 100% bold red, but there are a lot of things in between these two poles, like that duck breast with sauce we've already talked about, some tuna, probably some risotto as well. These may be paired with both red wines and white wines, depending on what side you're on today. The most elegant grape on the black side is definitely Pinot Noir, and I have a couple of interesting ones to show you. The first one is from Switzerland. Like, wine from Switzerland is not very popular all over the world. It is produced in relatively small quantities. This one is not a very pricey one, not very old. It's 2019 Barrique Pinot Noir from Graubünden region, if I pronounce it correctly, Graubünden. I bought it in a Swiss supermarket actually, so I don't know if it's a good wine or not. I still haven't tasted it, but for me it's just a souvenir from Switzerland, reminding me of the trip to this beautiful country. And then I have 2018 Pinot Noir from Liechtenstein, which is even more rare than wine from Switzerland, I believe. This winery belongs to the members of the royal family of Liechtenstein, and they produce some great wines, which obviously are not exported worldwide because of the production volumes. Liechtenstein is very small, but it's very nice to have such a bottle. One day I'll open it for sure. And then if you want to go all in on the evening and prepare some beef, mushrooms, probably fried potatoes, some pork, something with very high fat percentage but so seductive and tasty, the most basic thing I would go for is to go for brands. Like, in the world of wine, there are brands like Lamborghini is the top sports car and Barolo is one of the top red wines. It's 101 rule of thumb, call it whatever you prefer. Because of the name, these wines cost a bit more, $30, which is our budget for today, maybe a bit limiting in the choice, but still it is possible to buy a Barolo wine under 30 bucks. Another gorgeous bold red wine which I can suggest is Australian Shiraz. It is produced in high volumes, but in order to find the best wine, always look for some extra location on the label other than just South Australia, for instance. We are looking for Barossa Valley, McLaren Vale, Clare Valley. These are the best bang for your buck. This one is 2020 Kili Shiraz, may surpass our budget just a tiny bit. This bottle is around $35, I believe. But anyway, it's not a problem to find the same style, bold, peppery, savory Shiraz $5 cheaper. I prefer French wine to almost any wine in the world, but if we talk about Shiraz, I enjoy the Australian style even more. It's very subjective. Write down in the comments which style do you prefer. And if you are always looking for some less known wines, why not try this Fumant grape from Valle d'Aosta in the north of Italy. It's an Italian grape variety native to Valle d'Aosta, and even in Wikipedia there is almost no information about this grape. Guess where I bought this bottle of wine? Yes, of course, directly in the winery, because I think there is very little chance to find it in retail. But I don't know, probably if it's possible to find it, if seek well. Fumant is considered to be a tough grape with high acidity and a lot of alcohol to it. A century ago, it was used only to contribute some color and acidity to the blends because it was considered too harsh to drink Fumant on its own. But now we have this bottle of wine here, 100% Fumant, winery Le Crête. It's a French name because in Valle d'Aosta they speak French as well. It's an Italian region which is very close to France. And this is why I love wine. It's not about drinking alcohol, it's about the culture of the place, the history, about traveling to different places, discovering new interesting facts about the wines, the wineries. That is all the wine all about. Hope that you managed to find something interesting for your dinner today. Please like and subscribe to my channel and watch this video next about the real differences in wine that cost totally different.